Hello everybody, welcome back to the 41st Annual Norman ProAm. My name is Gabriel Dow and I'm here with Bobby Cox.
What's up everybody?
This is second round coverage. This tournament is brought to you by Sooner Disc Golf, Noble Hardware, and powered by Innova Champion Discs. So far here on the second round, we got Coda Hatfield leading the pack, ending the round with a birdie putt, sitting at 12 under par. Emerson Keith is 2 back at 10 under par. We got Marshall Blanks. He is sitting at 7 under par, and we got Steve Menees at 6.
Yep.
So getting straight into it, this is hole 10. It is 440 feet. You're kind of starting back with a tight gap on the left and right sides here. Most of these guys are really just going to be going with a big flex shot over the top of everything and trying to get as close to the basket as possible. You ideally want to land in the canopy of one of these trees near the basket to give yourself a look. But that's really the play here.
Yeah, you're basically just showing off your arm, seeing how close you can get.
There's Coda. That looks like it's carrying way right.
Yeah, I know it's super hard to film this hole with all these trees over here by the basket.
Yeah, and he's going to be on that left side there. He'll have a putt for his 2. This is Marshall. Throwing out a big flex shot as well.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll right in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, he'll have a long look for his 2, but a look at least.
Yeah, and I'm expecting Emerson to get it up there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. That is not where you want to be, and he knows it.
Yeah, that's the worst of events. He's going to be left with about 390 feet for his upshot.
Uphill, too.
Yeah.
Probably in a really weird lie.
And Steve
actually
ends up pin high.
Crushed it.
Absolute crush from Steve. That is awesome. Emerson opting for a forehand, tried to flex it, and didn't quite get the turn that he wanted, and caught the tree at the end there.
Yeah, he at least gave himself a chance.
Yeah, he's going to be left with about 45 feet for his 3 save. Oh,
yes. Man. Let's go.
And that is a great par save. That might be par save of the round.
That was insane, yeah.
That was awesome.
Well, especially considering it was like basically a standstill.
Yeah, a
and
standstill forehand 390.
Yeah, that was really impressive.
I mean, Emerson's got some backhand power, but nobody knows he's got that forehand power
he's got it all.
Oh, yeah.
Marshall coming up just short on his birdie putt.
Coda as well.
What a run.
He's going to be tapping in for the par.
Here's the only 2 chance.
Yeah, and Steve kind of had a bush in his way.
Yeah.
On his stroke. And he's tapping in the unfortunate par there. Definitely wanted the birdie on this one. I'd give this one a bonus birdie as well.
It is absolutely a bonus birdie.
Yeah. Coda taps in for par.
Well, it's like the higher you have to throw it, the harder it is to be accurate. You know? So if you
get it all the way there.
And get all the way up there. So that was just an insane drive by Steven.
Yeah. Hole 11, this is a par 3. It is 375 feet. As you can see, there's a tight little tunnel initially off the tee, but once you get past that, it's pretty open. Most of these guys are going to be throwing a straight to soft flex shot. There is also an over-the-top line here. It's a little bit more risky because if you hit the canopy of one of those trees, you're most likely taking a 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But there is also a little flip up to flat forehand line as well. Looks like we got Coda taking the over-top line. And I believe he ended up on the left side there in those bushes.
Yep.
He'll most likely just be pitching out 4-3. This is going to be Marshall.
Yeah, and that's really his only mistake with this forehand.
He's got a bomber forehand.
He does when he throws it perfect, but lately he's just been keeping it a little bit low.
Yeah. Emerson's opting for that forehand, putting a little bit of a flex on it, and this is looking really nice.
Yeah, I like this line a lot. That's still really good, though. He's going to be in a really crappy spot with that bush, but at least he has a chance.
Yep.
Steve kind of getting creative here, going with a big turnover, or big flex shot.
And that's not bad.
Yeah,
I mean, he'll have a long putt for his 2. But par's not terrible on this hole. This is Marshall with a nice upshot there. He'll have a little bit of work there.
Yeah, about 20, 25.
Should be able to save par.
Here's Coda from that right side. Just a standard upshot.
Yeah, and he should be able to save 3 from there. I'm sure he's not as close as he wanted to be, but Steve with a good run there. Had good height on it.
Yeah, his step putt is silky smooth.
Mm-hmm. Marshall with the little elevator putt. Saving par there.
Yeah, that'd be a really bad bogey on this hole.
Yeah.
Oh.
Emerson just a little bit too high. Didn't quite get that elevator action like Marshall did.
Yeah, and he was trying to figure out that lie for quite some time.
Yeah, he was.
He's trying to figure it out.
Steve makes good for the par. Looks like we've got ourselves a star par here.
Yeah, not a lot of moves are being made so far. Everyone's just kind of playing, playing kind of safe golf and
some straightforward golf.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, well, we're on to hole 12. This is a par 3, 275 feet. As you can see, once again, there's a pretty nice little tunnel here straight down the gap. Most of these guys are going to be throwing a you can throw a straight to slight turnover putter or mid-range shot, or you can throw a forehand, slight flex forehand as well. That left side does get a little bit tricky. There's a lot of trees there, so you want to hit that gap in the middle to give yourself a look for the birdie.
Yeah, I like the forehand because with the backhand, you got to throw like a slight turnover, and if you throw it too low, it's not going to take a skip, but you can kind of get away with a missed throw with the forehand and still get up there.
Yeah. And as you said, Coda, that just faded out a little bit too early on him, and he's going to have a really long look for his 2 with some trees in the way.
Yeah. Oh,
and
no.
Marshall with another low release. Just some weird stuff going on with his forehand. This is Emerson opting for the forehand as well. Throwing a slight flex.
Yeah, and it just didn't quite get the hyzer to force the skip, so it just kind of dug into that grass.
He got some decent slide there,
Yeah,
considering how short he threw that.
Oh, this is looking butter.
Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
Great shot from Steve, and he should be able to make the birdie from there.
And this is no easy upshot with that low ceiling, too.
No, not at all. But he executes that pretty well, and he should be able to salvage the par from there. This is going to be Emerson from about 50, 60 feet. Low ceiling. Oh, man. That is just money.
Dude, that release is so crazy. He like cocks it back for so long and slow and then just pops it at the end.
Yeah, it's
so good.
So good.
Ooh, that was a good run from Coda. It's kind of forced to throw a little Annie at the basket.
It's happening for 3 to go.
Good,
Steve.
Good birdie from Steve.
Yep. He is now tied with Marshall. And as always, big shout out to D-Mart for being the coverage sponsor. They helped us out with getting here to Norman to bring you guys this coverage. If you guys are ever in the OKC area, they have an awesome store there. Be sure to check them out.
Yeah,
super selection.
Yeah, super helpful guys over there.
Yep. Hole 13, this is a par 3. It's 335 feet. As you can see, there was an initial gap off the tee. Not too rough for these guys, but you really just wanted to throw something out, ride that right side of the fairway. You can afford to get a little bit of flip up, but not too much. So it's a pretty touchy upshot for a touchy tee shot for a par 3.
Yeah, and you're gonna need a big skip to get all the way up to the basket too.
Yeah.
So it requires a lot, and there's a bunch of trees down by the basket. Yeah, just stay somewhat in the fairway.
Yeah. Most of these guys are going to be playing that right side of the fairway and try and get all the way down there because there is a little lane on the right side that they can play off of. So
yeah, gotta get the height though.
You do.
Hopefully Coda can make an adjustment off those first 2.
Yeah.
Looks like he did.
And like I said, he's going to be on that right side. There's a little lane there. He'll have a long putt for his 2, but
I mean, that's about as good as it gets. It's so hard to get it all the way left.
yeah. I feel like this hole's, I mean, throwing it low is a common mistake because it does drop down downhill halfway through the fairway, so you're trying to keep it low.
There's really a lot of holes like that out here too, where you really have to be pinpoint accurate with that with the height.
Yeah. Emerson threw. I'm not sure if there's a technical term for that.
I'm gonna go
it's
ahead and
call it. It's like a forehand
it
grenade, basically.
Upside down forehand grip.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
It was an upside down forehand grenade. I feel like that's an accurate terminology. But that was well done. Marshall just barely missing there.
Yeah, gave it a good run.
Coda just a little bit right on his putt, but he should be able to tap in for 3 there. Steve, unfortunate bogey there. That'll move him to 6 under par. Coda makes good for the par. And Marshall, that'll keep him at 6 under par, tied with Steve. Emerson with a nice 3 save there.
Yeah, 4 down through the round.
Yep. Hole 14, this is a par 3. It is 240 feet. It's one of the shorter holes out here at Griffin. Most of these guys are just going to be throwing something. You can throw either a putter or a mid-range dead straight. There is that stack of wood that kind of comes into play, so you do have to get it over that. It's not necessarily bad to crash into those, but you do have a long putt.
Yeah, Emerson's going to try to play that right side so he can just avoid it, and
that's beautifully done.
The fact that skipped forward instead of to the right just made it even nicer.
And the way the hill is shaped on that right side is just ideal for what Emerson just did there, because you get that counter skip that brings you straight to the basket, and that was really well done. Coda had a really nice shot here, but just caught that skip and is going to be across the creek. That is safe, so he will have a long putt for his 2.
Yeah, and that stack of wood is, I mean, it's probably only like 35 to 40 feet away from the basket, so if you hit that wood, you can easily save your birdie.
Yeah. And Marshall just continuing the forehand struggles there, just throwing it a little bit too low once again.
Steve with a little early release, but look at that kick. Ricochet of the year.
He plinkoed off of 2 or 3 trees there. You couldn't quite see it on camera, but yeah.
That was perfect.
Perfect.
Not how you draw it up, but it works.
Yeah. Little plinko park there.
Coda's opting to get on a knee. Guessing he has some branches above him that he didn't want to mess with. And leaving it just a tad short.
Yeah. He'll be tapping in for the par there. This is Emerson for a stroke on Coda to tie it back up.
Yeah, really nice birdie. It's a short hole, but it's super technical, especially right around that tee box where you got 4 or 5 trees just right around you.
Yeah. And that's a nice birdie from Steve. He will get a stroke on Marshall here. Coda taps in the par to keep him.
Tie ball game.
Tie ball game. I like tie ball games.
Yeah, they're fun.
Makes it exciting. Hole 15, this is a par 3. It is 315 feet. As you can see, there's a lot of branches kind of reaching out into the center of the fairway. You really just want to throw something dead straight with a trusty overstable finish at the end. You want to get over this creek, and the ground's pretty soft there next to the basket, so you shouldn't see too much of a skip.
Yeah, and there's kind of like a wall of trees behind the basket too, so you don't have to worry about going deep and being in danger. You can just kind of put a good run on it.
Yeah. And Emerson's going to be about pin high. He's going to be about 35, 40 feet right of the basket, right across the creek.
Ooh, and Steve got the skip right over the creek, and that was going to be disaster, honestly. I thought that grass was going to grab it like some Velcro, but I think it might have hit the dirt and just got all the way up there.
This is looking really nice from Coda. Ooh. Somewhat of an ace run there.
Yeah, it's probably good that he hit that little hillside, too, to slow him down a little bit.
Yeah, he's got a nice look for his, too. Marshall, that is just too overstable of a disc. Didn't quite get it flat enough. And he's going to be well short.
This is no easy upshot either. Yeah.
And he's going to be in that creek, which does play safe.
And luckily, it's only about 20 feet away from the basket, too.
Be able to save his 3.
And the door's open for Coda to take the lead here.
Marshall with a nice putt. He saves par. This is Coda from about 20 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And he now has the outright lead over Emerson going into the last 3 holes. Emerson makes good for the par.
Yeah, they're both 5 down for the round, so they're sticking together.
Yeah.
Trying to make it interesting.
All right, hole 16. This is a par 3. It is 280 feet. As you can see, there is a super tight gap here down the middle. There is an over-the-top shot, but I don't think any of these guys will be taking it. Most of these guys are going to be throwing something, maybe a straight to slight turnover putter or mid-range shot. You kind of want to just play that hill there. The forehand is kind of taken out of play because there's a creek on the right side, so with that downhill slope, you can take a huge skip down into the creek, which you don't want.
Yeah, and you can see that's why Steven tried to put as much flex on it as possible and keep it as straight as possible. But there's really just not a whole lot of room to flex it through that fairway.
Coda opts for the over-the-top shot, as he does, and Tombstone's right there. He's going to be left with the outside the circle putt there.
Yeah, as long as you're like out past that wall of trees and in the open, I think you're pretty happy.
Yeah. Emerson has just sawed that one off a little bit, but gets the most fortunate kick. Dude, I swear pros get like... I don't know.
Don't go there, Gabe. Don't go there.
Watching disc golf as much as we do with this high level, those guys have the disc golf gods on their side.
I think it's easy to say that, but I think we get some sneaky kicks that we just don't really notice.
I mean, in tournament play, sanctioned tournament play, I feel like pros get some money kicks compared to me or anybody else in the A division.
Oh!
Wow.
And that was just like a laser on the, like, had the same height the whole way there. Probably going 30 past if he missed, and just nails it.
Here is Coda for his 2.
Oh, and that was going in if it didn't have that little wind drop.
Yeah, that was a really nice putt from Coda. Emerson with an uncharacteristic miss there. He's got a little bit of a tester coming back. Not for him, though. He saves par. Looks like Coda's maintaining that 1-stroke lead. And he is tapping in the par there. That'll hold him at 13 under. Yeah. Hole 17, this is a par 3. It is 430 feet. There is a creek that carries all along the right side. I believe that does play safe. Most of these guys are going to be throwing just a dead straight bomb, really. You're kind of playing that hill. If you hit that hill in a hyzer angle, it usually takes a nice roll straight down to the basket. So if you can get to where you're just past that guardian tree on the right, then you'll most likely have a look for your 2.
Yeah, and even just kind of just throwing it at that tree. I mean, that tree's only about 30, 35 from the basket, so that's definitely the aiming point.
Yep. And Marshall, that one just stabled out on him too soon, and he's going to have a long downhill and scary putt.
Yeah, that's most likely an upshot or a layup. Steve putting a really nice look on this.
If it can get around that tree.
Cannot.
And it didn't. He might have a tricky.
That was the line, though. That's how you get to the basket.
Yeah.
Something that slightly turns over, comes back at the end, but gotta miss that tree.
Yeah. Coda, looks like he's stabling out too soon as well, and he's going to be well deep. He's going to be left with about 85 feet from there.
That's also layup zone.
Yeah. Here we have Emerson. So good at these distance shots.
So good.
And
it fights through.
Squeaks the tree. Yep. Okay. And that's that roll I'm talking about.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with you now. Okay.
What?
With they get the good kicks.
Oh, yeah. Squeaks through everything. good kicks towards the basket.
Yeah. But whenever you're that good, they deserve it, and we just don't.
Yeah. Is Coda running this?
I think he's a crazy man. Going.
Oh, wow.
Ice in his veins, dude.
Look at this putt.
That's
ladies
so far.
and gentlemen.
I mean, that's a putt you do if you're playing like horse with your friends.
You Look at that.
Yeah.
He's trying to kick his disc out of the basket. That's awesome. Man, that was such a good putt from Coda.
Steve just laying that up.
I remember Emerson saying something about that putt. He was
probably pissed.
He was like, is he running that?
Yeah.
And then he made it. He was like, in Emerson's head, he was like, all right, we're going into this next round tied.
Exactly.
But nope. Coda just lands a casual 85-footer.
Yeah, and like we said for round 1, Coda's won 10 of these babies. 10 Norman ProAm wins. So
Pro-Ams.
Out
of 41. He has 30% of, 25% of the wins here at Norman ProAm.
Yeah,
that's pretty fantastic.
He's really good.
Yeah. Hole 18. This is a par 3. It is 430 feet. This is the last round of this, or this last hole of the second round. This is really just a downhill crush. The tee pad's up on this hill here. You really just want to throw something out nice and wide and right.
Yeah, dude, don't miss left.
Just have it carry all the way down. And as long as you're in the fairway, you'll have a look for 2 or an easy 3, which is not bad at all either. You just want to be careful of sawing it off straight into the trees on the left because it is jail back there.
Yeah, it's really bad over there.
A few snakes back there as well. I saw them myself.
I saw like your reaction to it, but at the time I thought it was just like a thorn or something. I don't even know.
I hate snakes, so we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, most people do.
Emerson's going to be on that right side. I think he actually went past the basket.
Yeah, he did.
Marshall's throwing this one way high.
Yeah, he's just playing accuracy golf, but not really. He's going to be on the left side. Yeah. Hopefully he's not too far into those woods.
Here's Steve.
Oh, Steve's trying to go huge, and
it's stalling out way too early, and I don't even want to know where he's at.
I actually know exactly where he ended up. He's in like a different fairway. See, look at this. Which is actually a really nice lie from what it could have been, but he clips a tree and couldn't quite get all the way out.
Yeah, he's still going to be left with about 45 feet for his 3 save.
Marshall with a really nice run there. And yeah, Emerson was standing over here for a while trying to figure out what the heck he could do, and that's what he was left with. One of those little pancake shots.
Wow. But that's actually really well done.
Yeah, it is.
You should be able to save the par from there. Coda from the bushes just pitches out. Might have given it a little bit of a half run.
Here's Steve for par. Yeah, he's disappointed with taking a bogey on this hole.
Yeah.
It's really just about how aggressive you want to be off that tee box.
Yeah.
Because you can play it like a super easy 3, or, I mean, the 2 is definitely there. Since it's so downhill, It probably plays more like just 400.
Yeah.
So, actually, it probably plays 430. I don't know. I think it's probably farther than 430.
Yeah, it's pretty far.
Yeah, it's pretty far.
But for these guys, it's definitely gettable.
Since it's downhill, it's definitely reachable, yeah.
Yeah. But that's going to conclude the second round of the 41st Annual Norman Pro-Am. So far, Coda Hatfield still holding that lead.
By a thread.
Him and Emerson both shooting the hot rounds of 49 here on this course, tying for the round. But Emerson is still one back at 13 under par. Marshall Blanks is at 7 along with Steve Menees. So we will have the exact same card going into the final round.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, should be great golf. We are moving back over to Northeast Lions Park, and we'll see if these guys can hit their lines.
Absolutely, yeah. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. It helps us out quite a bit. You can check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and we'll see you guys for round 3.